This is a Ford meter box presentation. For the next few minutes, we will discuss the proper installation of Ford repair clamps. While many of the procedures for installing F1 and FS1 repair clamps are the same, there are some notable differences. We will start by installing the style FS1 all stainless steel repair clamp. Before installing, it is important to check the diameter of the pipe to make sure you're using the correct size clamp. Always use the proper tools. Avoid loose-fitting wrenches and wrenches that are too short to achieve the proper torque of the nuts. Ford Meter Box recommends the use of a torque wrench to ensure proper installation. Begin by scraping the pipe to remove as much dirt and corrosion as possible. The clamp will seal much better if the pipe surface is smooth. Make certain the gasket is free of dirt and other foreign material during installation. Make sure that nothing becomes lodged between the gasket and the pipe. To achieve the maximum performance of the clamp, you should lightly lubricate the pipe and gasket with soapy water or other acceptable non-petroleum-based lubricant. First, back off the nuts to the ends of the bolts, but do not remove them. Although the threads of the nut are fluorocarbon coated to prevent galling between the bolt and the nut, it is important to keep the threads free of foreign matter that might damage the threads. Separate the clamp and wrap it around the pipe by holding the lifter bar and bolts above the pipe and sliding the receiver section under the pipe. Bring the lifter bar and receiver section together at a convenient position on top of the pipe. Check that the gasket and the armor are lying smoothly and flat against the pipe. Now spin one of the nuts hand tight. Use a torque wrench to tighten all nuts evenly with a balanced torque of 50 foot-pounds for half-inch bolts and 75 foot-pounds for 5/8-inch bolts. Alternate from nut to nut, keeping the gap between the side bars equal. Now that the installation is complete, stop and recheck the torque before pressure testing and backfilling. If leaks appear during the pressure test, remove the repair clamp, check the gasket and pipe for foreign matter, and reinstall the repair clamp. If there are no leaks, backfill and compact carefully around the clamp according to the pipe manufacturer's instructions. Now, let's look at installing the style F1 ductile iron lug repair clamp. You will notice the bolts are not welded to the style F1 clamp and there is no lifter bar. First, scrape as much dirt and corrosion from the pipe surface as possible. Back off the nuts to the end of the bolts, but do not remove the nuts from the bolts. Release the bolt heads from the bottom lugs and separate the clamp. Make sure the gasket is free of debris and that nothing becomes lodged between the gasket and pipe. Lubricate the clamp gasket and the pipe surface with soapy water or acceptable non-petroleum-based lubricant. Now, with the bolt lugs toward the top, wrap the clamp around the pipe and position the clamp over the leak. Hook the middle bolt into the receiver lug and hand tighten the nut until the bolt is secure. Next, rotate the clamp in the direction of the arrow stamped on the band, approximately 1/4 turn to ensure correct gasket positioning. Now, squeeze the two lug sections together and hook the remaining bolt heads in place. Tighten the bolts evenly with incremental torque settings alternating from nut to nut up to the recommended torque. Clamps up to a 5.62 outside diameter have a 30 to 35 foot-pound torque range, and for clamps with a 6.35 outside diameter and above, 75 foot-pounds. Now that the installation is complete, recheck the torque before pressure testing the installation. If leaks appear during the pressure test, remove the repair clamp, check the gasket and pipe for foreign matter, and reinstall. If there are no leaks, backfill and compact carefully around the clamp according to the pipe manufacturer's instructions. A properly installed Ford repair clamp will perform for many years. For more information about Ford F1 and FS1 repair clamps, contact your local Ford distributor or the Ford Meter Box Company.